Hi, everyone. Welcome again to another episode of startAD Studio, where we have with us Ben and Matt, the founders of Squirrel, a financial literacy platform for students that gamifies the money management and financial decision-making we all face as adults on a daily basis. I can tell you, Matt and Ben, that I would have needed this in my teen years. So thanks for joining me today. And I will start off my question by asking, when did you know you wanted to be an entrepreneur? Was there maybe an aha moment?
Well, for me, Sabira, I don't think it was an aha moment. I've never actually thought of myself as being an entrepreneur, and I certainly never thought growing up that's what I want to be. My journey so far has always been about experience, and I think it's also been about people motivating me in certain areas. And look, if the end product is that I'm an entrepreneur or people say you're an entrepreneur, then so be it. But I don't think I have actually. Again, it comes back to confidence a little bit as well, because I always tend to look up to people that are those real entrepreneurs, or what I see as a real entrepreneur, if you want to call it. And there's no way I'd put myself in that category as some of those people. But in my mind, the definition of an entrepreneur. So yeah, I don't know if I've ever had that aha moment of I'm an entrepreneur. I think it's just, I had that aha moment of this is a program that I think will work. But other than that.
Ben, do you share the same sentiment as Matt?
Yeah, I mean, I suppose to get to this stage where we are now, I mean, I suppose we can call ourselves entrepreneurs, but I mean, it feels like we completely sort of fell into it. I mean, my sort of journey, I mean, I never really felt like I've had a proper job, if you like, where I've got to be at the office at 8 and leave at 6 o'clock and clock in, and people watching the hours that I'm doing. And I played rugby and then I've been a financial planner. So I've had control over sort of my diary and sort of had to build a business within a business for the last 10 years, being a financial planner. So to get to this stage, like I said, I haven't got that sort of contrast, like where I've sort of been in that fixed job and then sort of, you know what, I'm going to go out and start something myself. So it was a fairly sort of natural sort of move. But I mean, obviously myself and Matt sort of met and clicked straight away, and he sort of shared the concept of Squirrel, and I was like, this is something I definitely need to be part of. That's
really good to hear. So you are here today because you had a fantastic multi-million-dollar idea called Squirrel, right?
Yeah, that's what we hope.
So then, okay, we're talking about success already, right? Then what is the biggest mistake you are glad that you made, where you've come up to this point and you're like, I'm glad I made that because now I know?
I think for me, I think there's been times in my life where I've always sort of tried to wait for the right time, or thought maybe I'm not quite ready. Maybe I have to do another exam, or maybe I have to get a bit more experience or whatever. And over time, I've realized that a lot of the time it's just about executing at the right time. And then when I met Matt, I was like, this is something I want to be a part of, and I'm not going to hang around and wait for that moment. So for me, it was maybe having a bit more confidence in myself and not thinking that there's going to be this sort of time when all the sort of traffic lights are green and it's good to go. Like it's for me, it was sort of learning that, and then seeing Squirrel as an opportunity and wanting to be in something part of. And I was like, right. So for me, that was the lesson that I learned.
Ben, I think that's you took when you started talking, then you took the words right out of my mouth, because that's what I was thinking as well. The biggest mistake I've made in life. I can't see it as being one big mistake. I can see all these little mistakes, but when you were saying about that confidence, you know, there's a lot of little things in life that you kind of do, but then you hold yourself back. And in mine, the mistakes were not having the confidence, not thinking you're the right person to do this job, not thinking you're the right person to go into that position, because maybe you don't have that, you don't think you've got that skill set behind you. And I see it with colleagues all the time. You push them to go into another position, go into an assistant principal role, or apply for a principal role, and they say, no, no, I'm not ready, I'm not ready. But you've seen them work. And it's just about that confidence of having that little bit of confidence to push forward and say, yeah, I'll do this. And when Ben and I met in October, I was telling Ben that I didn't have that confidence. And I've told him since, I didn't have that confidence to take this idea to the bigger scale, because it was just me. And I kept on saying to my wife, you know what, I think this is a really good program, and I think it's needed, and it would work, but I don't know if I'm the person to do this. And when I met Ben, it just gave me so much more confidence, knowing that a professional in his field, someone that had been in it for a long time, knew what he was talking about, saw that program, said, yes, we need this. And I think, I mean, I know we're talking about the biggest mistakes, but I think the biggest triumph for me so far is actually bringing Ben on. You know, Ben and I having that meeting and leaving that meeting, going back, going, yes, I've done it. I've got someone else in on this.
I'm really happy to hear it. Then I think I know the answer to the next question, but I'm going to ask it anyway. What advice would you give to aspiring social entrepreneurs?
Yeah, just do it. Have confidence in yourself. It's really hard to push through that barrier sometimes. It's so hard to take that leap of faith. I mean, I'm having that conversation with teachers at the moment that they're a little bit, they're wondering what they're going to do next. Should they keep going with teaching? And sometimes it can kind of get you down and get you in the rut, and you think, oh, I need a change. But it's a very tricky place to go from, you know, a solid job that you're making money, you know it's coming in, you've done your budgets, or you know every month money's going to come in. That next step to say, I'm going to take that leap of faith, I'm going to stop my job, and I'm going to have a go at this, that can be scary. It can be super scary. And maybe it doesn't work, but you know, I've always said, you only get one life, you only get one shot at it. And later on in life, you might be asked that question that you just asked us, Sabir, that question of what was your biggest mistake? I don't want to look back and say my biggest mistake was not going for that idea, or not going for that thing that I got offered, or you know, I could have had a go at. They're not always going to work out. I mean, I've had plenty of failures and things that didn't work in business and so forth, but I'm so glad I actually did that. So any advice to give in, I give that advice anyway. Just people are saying, oh, you know, I want to get out of teaching. What should I do? And I say, don't know, but if you want to get out of teaching, get out of teaching.
Just do it. And what about you, Ben? Just do it?
Yeah, very similar. I think I heard someone, Will Ahmed, who invented Whoop, the heart rate sort of monitors. He was asked a similar question, and something that resonated with me was find a problem that's worth spending the next 10 years of your life sort of dedicated to answering. And I genuinely feel really passionate about trying to change the chronic problem we've got with financial literacy in the world's population, and starting at the grassroots. So yeah, I mean, he gave that advice to a young girl, and I was like, look, I definitely feel with Squirrel, I'm in the right place. So to add on to just do it, I suppose, find a problem and just go for it, and do your best to solve it.
Just do it. So great. Now I'm going to
I don't know if we can use that slogan though.
Yeah.
I think Nike already has that taken.
We'll just leave it. No one's going to notice. It's okay. No. So okay, great. I will go ahead and ask about Squirrel. I know, Ben, you've brought about the problem of financial literacy, and that's exactly what Squirrel is trying to tackle right now. And it's the general problem that we see in schools amongst teenagers and the youth. So how do you see Squirrel transforming the UAE and Abu Dhabi?
For me, I think what's great about Squirrel is that I mean, look, from my point of view, and the experience I've got in helping individuals and families with their financial planning, is that a lot of the time it's around about 30 to 40% potentially not having the knowledge, and it's about 60 to 70% developing the habits and behaviors that mean you're successful with personal finance. Now, Squirrel aims to deliver the knowledge that children needs, but allows the student within the school environment, okay, to practice this and develop the habits and behaviors over a sort of academic term or a full academic year. So in terms of what I'm excited about is that we're obviously going to, it's a free product, and we want to get it out to as many schools as possible, obviously starting in Abu Dhabi and the UAE. So I'm really looking forward to children sort of engaging with it, getting their feedback. And look, we know we're at MVP stage. We know that there's going to be stuff that we need to change and constantly develop. Well, I mean, our Google Drive sort of brain has just got so many sort of notes about how we can develop the product and where we can go to next. But I'm just so excited about getting it into the hands of students and them using it.
Yeah, absolutely. And I'm the same as Ben, Sabira. I do like the idea, and I know it's a little bit it's a little bit of a fantasy kind of thinking, but I love the idea of, you know, let's say 10, 20, 30 years down the track, a student recognizing that the position they are in, I'm not saying that they need to be rich or anything like that. I'm just saying that they're comfortable, or they realize that our product, our program has helped them be in a state which is comfortable for them, emotionally, financially, because we know finances, and I think Ben just mentioned it before, we know finances has a massive influence on mental well-being. So knowing that, you know, 10, 20 years time, that we are responsible for, even if it's 10% of the community, 10% of the UAE or Abu Dhabi, being in that position where they know how to handle themselves financially, which in turn affects in a positive manner the rest of their life. You know, everything around them, their job, their family, and everything like that. So knowing that we may not ever get that recognition in terms of someone coming up and saying, "Oh, Squirrel's been fantastic, thank you so much." But look, we'll be able to collect the data. We'll know who's doing well, and hopefully, with our product as we develop it and we go bigger and better, we will understand and we'll see that what that data produces, and hopefully that's in the you know, in the realm of we are doing a good job and we're helping the people of this community and hopefully globally.
Squirrel will always be our silent hero. So that's great. And you guys spoke so highly about what you look for in the vision and mission of Squirrel for generations to come. But for now, what is next for Squirrel, and what are you most excited about?
I'm super excited just to get the pilot started in September. Ben said this before, we have so many plans and dreams of where this is going to go and how this is going to work, and that list just gets bigger and bigger, which is exciting as well. But I know we started this a while ago, but I think once September comes around and we've got those pilot schools on board and it actually starts working, the program is in schools, kids are using it, hopefully we're getting that positive feedback and that excitement and that enthusiasm from the kids and from the teachers, of course, to show us that it's actually working, because that's what we need. We just need to know that we've done the right thing. We've solved a problem in terms of being able to introduce it into a school where you know, there's no curriculum time. So being able to do that and know that it's working and know that it's moving forward and kids want to use it, I'm so excited about that. So getting that data, you know, in October, November, December, towards the end of term one for the schools that we've got here will be super exciting. It's going to be stressful. I know that, because I know we're going to have some bugs and we're going to have to fix those, iron those out. I know it will be like that, but I just can't wait until those first schools come on board and start using it.
Yeah, I'm the same. Look, we've been going around and speaking to a number of different schools in Abu Dhabi already, and it's exciting to see how excited they are about it as well. Like I think that everyone recognizes that there's space for in the curriculum, in the traditional curriculum, for financial literacy and financial education. I think we all know that us as a global population, we could do better about coming out of school with those skills. But when I've sat down with the teachers and the educational leaders in these schools, and I'm sort of explaining what we're doing, you can see they're sort of getting excited and they're giving me ideas and wanting to share a part of our journey. So yeah, look, really excited to get going in August, September, and yeah, sort of bring bring a lot of what all the hard work that we've been doing to life a little bit. I think it'll become a lot more real once we're getting feedback from children and from teachers.
Now I'm really excited for September and October.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Ben and Matt, for joining us today in startAD Studio. And to all those watching, I really hope you enjoyed our session with Squirrel and keep up with the rest of our videos. See you soon.